Final Shot Podcast today. The podcast is brought to you by Buds and Leaves. So go over to www.budsandleaves.com. Get yourself a Buddha stick. Pick yourself up some CBD capsules. I'm a big advocate for CBD. I think every performance athlete should be on CBD or at least using it in some form. So go over to www.budsandleaves.com. We're also brought to you by Smile Canada. It's another CBD company, and they make the Smile spray. So it's super discreet. I don't know if you guys remember those cool little breath spray things you used to be able to get like in the early 90s. You thought you were slick walking down the street spraying breath spray into your mouth. Now you can do it with CBD and heal all your pain. We're also brought to you by Monster Headphones. They're the best headphones in the business. Go over to www.monsterstore.com and pick yourself up a pair of iSport earbuds. The iSport earbuds, they're fairly inexpensive. They're about $75, but they're good for people that like to go to the gym and train because they're waterproof. You can sweat your ass off in them and the speakers aren't going to blow. So go over to www.monsterstore.com. We're also brought to you by, Gary's going to like these, by Box Runner Shoes. They're the best shoes in boxing right now, in my opinion. I've got Nike Hyper KOs. I've got Adidas. I've got Rival boxing shoes. I always grab my Box Runner shoes. They're super lightweight. They're just as light as the Nike Hyper KOs. They got fantastic ankle support. They're light, breathable, and you can work out. You can go outside and work out in them. Again, I didn't clean the gum off my fucking shoes, so I'm pissed. But Box Runner Shoes, go over to www.boxrunnershoes.com. They're $99. Pick up a pair of Box Runners. Last but not least, we're brought to you by Onnit. The best supplements on planet Earth are made by Onnit. So go to www.onnit.com. Pick yourself up some Alpha Brain, some New Mood, some Hemp Force protein, some of that goat protein. Or you can go over to the Onnit Academy and check out the Onnit 6. The Onnit 6 are 30-minute at-home workouts. You can do them at home, get shredded. Well, there's a lot of other shit you're going to have to do to get shredded, like not eat McDonald's. But the Onnit 6 is going to help you, trust me. So go to www.onnit.com. All right, today on the show, we've got a guy I've wanted to talk on the podcast to for a long time now. Between the Spice Life podcast and the Final Shot podcast, we're almost 200 episodes deep. I finally got him. Guys, he is our Canadian Cruiserweight champion, is also our CPBC International champion. It's Gary Hocus Pocus Kopas, the Magic Man, I like to call him. How's it going, Gary?
Not bad. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem, man. You got all your belts lined up in the background. That's nice.
Yeah, I gotta hang them somewhere, so I have them. I'm in my living room.
So,
conversation pieces.
So what is new and exciting with you then? You're usually fairly active. I know you just signed with a promotion, so can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I signed with MG Ring Promotions. I never really signed with a promotion. I did a few years back, and nothing came of it. Quite a few years now, but yeah. So, I mean, I'm getting up there in age and stuff, and I was like, well, what do I got to lose? I mean, I want to look for some big fights. So, doing it by myself, I'm usually getting not the best offers and stuff. So got a guy working for me, gives me more time to work on myself and stay in the gym more. And yeah, keeps me one out of many things that, I don't have to worry about now. So
well, it's good to help you get more fights, hopefully, and bigger fights.
Right. Offers, some stuff's coming up. Nothing's came through yet, but, there could be a big one in the works here, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and hopefully that comes through, and you guys will hear about it soon.
Gary Kopas fight's always fun to watch because you may have the hardest head in the cruiserweight division in Canada, hands down.
I have a pretty hard head, I think. I've had a lot of people hurt their hands on my head. I've had guys break their hand on my head. I've had, I don't know if you remember Joshie Malcine. He was out of Montreal. He became world champion actually in pros, but yeah, he broke his hand on my head in his last amateur bout at Nationals in Edmonton years ago, and yeah, he went on to an awesome pro career, and But yeah, another guy that hurt his hand on my head. It happens quite often.
So not too long ago, you got to compete in. I might be wrong, but was it your first professional boxing match in your hometown?
It was my second. I actually fought on the MFC card. It was all MMA guys, and then I was the main event as a boxer. I fought a guy out of Mexico.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that video should be coming out pretty soon. Um, yeah, and then the one time before that, that's where I won the international title against a guy from France, the 7 round knockout. So
That was the Page Promotions fight, right?
yeah, that was the paid promotions. That was the one at the Sastel Center, and then this last one was um, in the MFC ring MMA bout. So
I did watch the one at Page Promotions. That was an entertaining bout. Again, your head played a giant factor in that role in winning that fight.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, actually, in that fight, I really didn't like get hurt at all. Like it was pretty smooth sailing. So um, yeah, it went well.
So throughout your career, because people are going to look up your box rec, and it's a salty record with 10, 11, and 2. The last couple of years that you've been active in boxing have been fantastic for you. You've been on a roll, winning fights. What was going on in the earlier part of your career where the losses were? Were you just taking fights and just doing it to do it?
Um, yes and no. I mean, I didn't have huge support. Um, I've took fights. I mean, I still do if the offer's right. I mean,
Yeah.
um, it's more, yeah, like I would just take fights. I love fighting, right? So being in there, a lot of my losses, pretty questionable, and a lot of times when you're fighting a guy in your hometown, his hometown, if you're not knocking him out or stopping him, odds are good that you're gonna lose if you don't really destroy the guy. So I think I have a few of those on my record, not to make excuses, but
Yeah.
I also did a lot of again, weight loss. I think was played a part in it. I like the one year I fought 168, 175 cruiserweight all in the same year. Like I I fight anybody, and not that I won't fight anybody. It's just I'm pretty much done with losing weight. It's I'm sick of it. I've been doing it since I started boxing when I was 13. So about 14, 15 is when I was going to nationals, Canada games, all that stuff, and cutting weight sucks. So I just stopped doing it, and I haven't lost since. So I mean that's a good example of what it can do to your body for starters. Because yeah, the recovery time and stuff, it's not worth the pain at my age.
Yeah, I think we're roughly around the same age. How old are you? 37?
38,
30.
almost 39 in August.
Jesus Christ, Gary.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm 20.
So when you were fighting at light heavyweight 175, that was a tough cut for you?
Yeah, a lot of times, and then I didn't do it properly a lot of times. So again, the recovery is not what it should be and could be. Another thing with that is, yeah, the cutting weight in training, right? I never had the full energy and stuff to train properly to, get that explosive stuff that I can do as a fat guy with a dad bod, right? So I don't have, I'm not on a half tank when I'm training. I'm full. I can do whatever I want with my body in that sense. I mean, I try and eat healthy, but I don't have to worry if I'm gonna make weight or not.
So you feel better like when you're fighting at cruiserweight, 200 pounds is your normal walk around weight.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I get a little over, um, but when I'm get into a serious training camp, it comes off no problem, and I'm like, I usually weigh in about 195, maybe a little less, just
Perfect.
because. yeah, and I'm eating all I can. I eat on weigh-in day. Like I think it was my second last fight. I had breakfast and lunch before the weigh-in. So it was, yeah, it's pretty priceless.
Well,
It's a
you're
good
you're
deal.
coming in with a full tank of gas, which
Yeah,
is great.
yeah, that definitely makes a difference.
Because people out there, I say, watch Gary Kopas fight because you don't stop throwing. Like for a guy that's fighting at cruiserweight, your tempo's very high.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too is these guys I'm fighting. A lot of them are quite a bit bigger than me, right? So um, that's another advantage that I have is you know with the pressure and stuff, they're not used to that many punches. Whether they may not be as strong as they're used to, but they're not used to the amount and the you know the boxing style, I guess, and you know them throwing a hard punch. Maybe they're a little more used to the guy backing up or whatever, and I've come pretty good at. Well, I mean, I can take a punch, but I've gotten a lot better at not getting hit. So it tires a guy out when you're not getting hit, right? And when you're missing punches, that's definitely, especially at a bigger size, it's a lot more tiring. So
Yeah, when you're batting air, it kind of sucks.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
Throughout your career, you fought a lot of tough guys, the guys that I would consider tough guys. Paul McKenzie, tough, and a
Yeah.
great boxer.
Yeah.
Cody Cron, tough guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that guy was tough.
You put an ass
Yeah.
whooping on him, and he didn't stop coming.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely a good workout. Like I remember in the second round, at the end of that round, had him against the ropes, and I was just cranking him as hard as I could, and he just kind of looked at me and smiled. I was like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be a long fight." Yeah, so
Cody's
yeah,
Taylor Bull's another one. He's a tough guy.
yeah, yeah, he was tough. Yeah, I definitely seen stars a couple times there in that fight. Uh, It was definitely something. Well, I was ready for it. I just wasn't ready to see stars. I haven't seen that for a long time. So
So Taylor, to see you two in the ring, it'd be kind of weird because you're shorter than I am. I believe you're probably around 5'10".
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Taylor Bull's tall.
Yeah,
He's like 6'3" or something like that. His
I think
reach
he's
would
like
be crazy.
6'5".
6'5"?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, yeah. He's tall. So um, yeah, with him, I just start. Well, I was training with my new gym for like 3 or 4 months and stuff, and I was really trying to work on a lot of stuff I was learned, but some of it wasn't working, and I kind of kept sticking with it. And I did miss a lot of punches in that fight, a lot of bombs, overhand rights. I was really working on, and yeah, that was tiring. But I definitely had more gas in him, and that's kind of the way I have gone a lot of times in the cruiserweight division. Is I just push a lot harder and make them work, almost making them gas out at the same time. And yeah, and then um, yeah, it was just well, that was a really exciting fight. I don't know if you've seen that
I
one,
seen
but
that one, yeah.
yeah, it was it was nice back and forth, and I definitely felt a few of his punches, so it was nice to come out with the win the way it happened. So
Yeah. So you did mention a new training facility. Are you still with this place?
yeah, yeah, I train at Modern MMA with Adam Lorenz and Kurt Southern. Probably know their names from MMA,
Yep.
obviously. Yeah, we train. I train with them, and they do they're affiliated with Dwayne Ludwig and Bass Rutten for the Bang Muay Thai system.
Yep.
Started learning that. That's when I started doing that, and it's a lot different than traditional boxing. Like a lot of the stuff, like there's a lot of switching your feet, and I always did like going in southpaw and stuff, so it kind of works. It worked good for me, but it was really awkward. There's a lot of stuff where you like do a combo and you like bring your feet together and then you're pushing off the back foot, and that you know all my years of boxing I've always been told you never bring your feet together
Yeah.
because yeah, but in this they definitely do, and it's working for me, and I love so many aspects of the system. So it's going good so far.
So when I looked you up, like I know you're in Saskatoon, I figured there'd be a boxing gym there, but to hear you're training out of an MMA facility is a little bit shocking to me.
There is a couple gyms. Honestly, a couple of them I wouldn't step foot in. Like, I'm not gonna mention names. I don't want to bring no names down or whatever, but fuck my life. They are like the worst. Um, my one buddy Chad, he has the Black Star Boxing Club. We just we're friends and stuff, but honestly, my coaches Adam and Kurt, it's just such a great atmosphere. Like the teammates, the training partners, it's just something I wouldn't give up. I'll definitely be there till the end because it's just an awesome gym overall and great people, great coaches. Like, yeah, nobody had any boxing experience from the gym, but a lot of pro MMA guys. They themselves are pro MMA guys, but also the coaching is what they like excel at. They mentally and physically, like, that has been a great aspect of why I love the gym so much. Just the people there. Not that I haven't been around great people before in other gyms, but it's just a ridiculous combination of everything. So it's awesome.
And you feel the sparring, like I'm guessing you spar enough,
Oh
like
yeah.
a normal person that fights. You feel that, you feel that the sparring with MMA guys is good enough to compete in boxing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has been. Actually, a lot of the guys have gotten a lot better at their boxing because I'm working with them, and vice versa. Um, maybe when I first started, a lot of the guys weren't to the caliber, but yeah, like over time, a lot of them, their boxing and hands have gotten a lot better. Not that the coaches weren't teaching them, or they just weren't used to that kind of stuff coming at them. And I do like when I'm not training directly for a fight, or when I don't have anything coming up and I'm in the gym, I'll do the bang Muay Thai. So
Mhm.
I like they get me back when they can kick and stuff, and I can kick, but definitely not as good as a lot of these guys at the gym. They're pretty crazy.
Kicks are terrible,
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they're not fun to receive.
especially if you don't know how to take them. They suck. It's the
Yeah,
one thing that can change a fight so quickly is a leg kick in the right spot, and then you're done.
yeah. I've definitely felt a few of those over the years.
The reason I asked about the sparring is because I've transitioned over from MMA and kickboxing to just strictly boxing. And there was a huge difference with the angles that the punches come and especially the power.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like with this bang Muay Thai system, there's so many different angles and stuff, and I think that's part of what's helped me. The more I use the system, and obviously it's a lot of boxing too. Like that's what it stems from. Stems from a lot of like the best of boxing, the best of karate or whatever. Like just the best of, and kind of that's how the system kind of got formed by Bass Rutten is he took a lot of good stuff out of everything and kind of tried to, and there's a lot of angles, and that angles I think is really helpful. But yeah, I know what you're saying. There's a lot more standing square and stuff
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of a lot of the stances, but yeah, they definitely learn. I think more with me, they kind of have more of a boxing understanding, and I've been there for at least 3 years now. So, I mean, a lot of them are still there that I started training with. So they've gotten so much better. So we've made each other better. So it's pretty awesome in that way.
I'm terrible at remembering names because somebody the other day sent me an invitation to a gym in Saskatoon and it was like a bang Muay Thai thing. I'm guessing it was that gym then.
Yeah, it has to be because yeah, we're definitely the only one in Saskatoon. My one of my coaches, Kurt Southern, he's the only black belt in Canada. Um, and yeah, it's I think because they just had a seminar with I was just getting to the end of it because it was MMA um, not jujitsu, but like when you no gi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He was doing a seminar with kids and adults and stuff. Fellow out of Nova Scotia, Ontario. He was in the gym. He's paralyzed from the legs down, right? So I don't know if you heard of him or not, but he was doing seminars, and that would have been the gym
That's cool.
that you put an invitation to that. So yeah.
I'm gonna show up there one day and check it out. Maybe get punched out by Gary.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll put it on Facebook Live. Gary beat my ass.
it's pretty fun gym. It's yeah, a lot of everything.
I'd love to bring you down here. 'Cause we got a
Yeah.
yeah, we got
I,
a boxing gym here. The guys would love it if you showed up down here and did some stuff with us.
yeah, I'm definitely up for that. I've
So,
been there for years.
pardon me, sorry.
Oh, I haven't been there for years, like fight wise anyway.
Oh, there's fuck all going on here.
Yeah, that's
Normal
for sure.
Saskatchewan life, man.
Yeah, that is.
So what's the next step for you then? What are you going after? Are you just looking to fight?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm looking to fight. I'm looking for hopefully, some bigger fights. Um, I I wanted to defend my Canadian title, but that fell through again, so that was kind of crappy. But I'm looking to either fight for something or I want to defend my international belt. Yeah, there's just so many factors that come in with it. Like it can't just be I want to fight that guy and then it happens.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there just has to be promoters and all the stuff that comes with it. But yeah, and then the expense of it, certain promoters can't afford or don't want to afford, stuff like that, right? So yeah, I'm just looking for hopefully a big fight. There's potential one in the works, but I don't want to jinx it or anything right now. So
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
yeah, that's not.
So the belts that I see lined up behind you, they're all CPBC titles. You got the Western Canadian title. You have the
Yeah, that's the
Canadian,
little guy.
the little one there is the Western Canadian. You got the Canadian Championship, and then you have the International Championship. So like what I'm seeing is stepping stones as you're going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely went in order, right? The
yeah,
Western Canadian when I beat Taylor Bull, then the Canadian title out in New Brunswick, and then the international title was guy against can't remember his name, but guy from France anyway.
good fight. You guys should watch it. I think it's on YouTube actually.
Yeah, my 12-year-old kid at the time, he had a YouTube video of it.
Oh, did he? So when you hold the international title, can you still hold the Canadian title and the Western Canadian title?
Well, no, the Western Canadian title is vacant when I
Okay.
won the Canadian title. The Canadian and the international I can. Um, they're both, but yeah, the Western Canadian became vacant when I won the Canadian title.
Now, would there ever be a scenario where you could unify the two different belts that are Canadian titles, the NCC and the CPBC?
No,
No.
no, I don't think they um get
That'd be
along too well.
that'd be pretty
I
cool though. It'd be
I
pretty
don't know
neat.
the details of it, but um, yeah, I don't think that's possible.
I'd
But
love it if it happened.
yeah, yeah, can only
'Cause
yeah,
we have
definitely out of my definitely
yeah,
out of my knowledge.
it's above your pay grade.
Way yeah.
So like, if people don't know, in Canada we kind of have these two different sanctioning bodies that don't like each other very much. The CPBC, which is fairly active, like with Don Collette, they're active on social media. They're making fights and they're making things happen. And then there's the NCC belts. They're the red belts. Like Malata Milgis is the Canadian heavyweight champion for the NCC, but you don't see much like you never ever see too much of the NCC floating around. Like to tell you the truth, I believe the cruiserweight title's vacant.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really see it too often. Um, I think out of Ontario, I think it gets a little bit of action there. But yeah, you don't see too much defenses and stuff or too much talk about it. So
Yeah, is what it is, I guess. But I know
yeah,
the NCC and the CPBC, they're always butting heads with each other of who was the original, which I believe it was the NCC. I can't, don't quote me on that, please. If somebody wants to kill me for saying that, I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about that. I was just got the call and I was like, yeah, I'm there. So
So, do you deal with Don Collette personally at any times, or do you just show up and fight?
well, yeah, I talk to him. I mean, he talks to title holders. I'm sure all of us.
Nice guy.
Um, yeah, he seems pretty nice. Well, he's nice to me anyway.
He seems
Obviously,
cool.
everybody's gonna have their opinion, but yeah, no, he's always been good to me. So
So for a
not
guy
too
like
like everybody else.
for a guy like yourself, coming up to 39 years old, um, obviously boxing isn't your sole income at this point. You probably have a day job.
Yeah, I do.
What do you do?
Um, I just work at Ackland's Granger in the warehouse. Um, you know, receiving and driving machines around, putting shit away. Yeah, the reason I got into that job, um, hours. I've been, the last year and a half, I've been working 8 to 4:30. 7 to 4, 7 to 5, day shift Monday to Friday. All the time before that, I've been in management and retail,
Mhm.
and yeah, like all over the place. So never weekends off, and you know, working till 11:30, 12 at night, and then back at 7 in the morning, and then going to the gym after that. That was another reason it was just horrible for training. And then plus you're trying to cut weight and you're eating like shit, not eating properly. So yeah, I just kind of made the sacrifice of that too. I mean, it was more forced, but um, I I chose not to go back into retail. Like I had some offers and stuff, but I was like, no, I'm gonna try this out. It's a lot less pay than I'm used to, so that's been tough. But the Monday to Friday day shifts is pretty priceless, with family and training, but especially family and just more availability to do stuff that I want.
Yeah, kids is tough, man. Like if you're gone constantly, you gotta be. I have a 7 year old daughter. She's turning 8 this year, but like going to the gym, like I do 3 times a day. I'm in the gym, so I try to do it before she's awake, when she's gone, and then after she goes to bed.
Wow. That's impressive.
It's hard though, right? Like you can't always get it done. And I'm 35 years old. If I don't stay on the schedule, I'm just gonna blow up and like a balloon. Probably. I have no idea what'll happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about that when I stop stop training because yeah, I definitely gain weight pretty quick and easily. Not in
Happens.
not in good places. So
Well,
yeah,
I literally had no idea what you did for a living. I thought you were gonna tell me you were like a realtor. You sold houses,
no, that'd be a pretty decent job. No,
right?
yeah, just pretty straightforward stuff in the warehouse. Forklift stuff like that.
So what does your training schedule look like then? Are you running in the morning or are you just going to the gym at night and that's it?
Um, just honestly, I'm just in the gym right now. I've been about a month solid of you know 4 to 5 times a week. Um, just kind of staying in half-ass shape, so when I do get a fight, it's not gonna be killer. Just to get in half-ass shape. Start in half-ass shape to get in awesome shape will definitely be a lot easier. So yeah, I've just been taking her relatively slow, but at the same time, I'm getting myself back into shape, get the lungs a lot stronger.
How long has it been since your last fight at this point now?
I believe I fought in February. It
Is that what
was
it was?
against Mexican. I
And
feel
that
like it was February. Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm gonna
Had
look
a
right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's February something. But I've had some opportunities fall through, and
Yeah, it was February 23rd, 2018 against, I can't pronounce his name. Cazares
yeah,
is his last name.
yeah, yeah, Mexican there. So
That was a six
yeah,
rounder. That's a fairly light task for you at this point. You're usually used to 10 rounders.
yeah. It was short, but it was long enough. um, I had a bad day. I'm not gonna lie. I did a lot of good stuff in the fight, obviously, won and stuff, but I was just tired. Next time I fight in Saskatoon, I'm getting a hotel room and just staying away from everybody. I had way too much stuff happening, and I was 7 in the morning. I was on a TV show and stuff the day of, and I
Jeez.
did get back to sleep later and stuff, but it was just all over the place, and people coming over for shirts and tickets, and yeah, I did that wrong. I just I was tired. Not to make excuses, but I toughed through it. Like after I normally after the first round, I'm not that bad at all ever. And this fight, I was like, come back to the corner. I was like, holy shit, I'm like so tired. And yeah, so it was tough to get through, but I obviously, with the crowd and stuff, they definitely helped me along the way.
Yeah, that's going to push you through, especially in your hometown. People cheering your name. It's going to pick you up a little bit, even if you are tired.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even fighting out of town, I a lot of times I've won over the crowd, or so it's like, yeah, just the roar of the crowd. Either way, it's exciting and gets you through a lot of stuff that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah. So, how long have you been the Canadian Cruiserweight champion now, then?
I think it's been about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Because the champion before that, his name was Rob Nichols.
Yeah,
And I was actually calling for a fight between you and Rob Nichols right before he vacated the title. I wanted to see it.
yeah. I was definitely trying to make that happen a few times, but yeah, just never came about. Would have been a good fight.
Would have been a real good fight. Rob's a big guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing. That's what I like too. Like that's another thing about the cruiserweights, right? The guys are so much bigger. When you're throwing something, a lot of times you're gonna hit something, whether it's an arm or chest or whatever. You're gonna hit something compared to fighting at 175 or 168. They're a lot slipperier and faster, and oh, yeah, just the speed is not normally not as high. But yeah, just bigger targets. Like I love that about the cruiserweight division also. So
So you're a smaller guy for the cruiserweight division, where I feel that I would be a small guy for the cruiserweight division at 6 feet tall.
yeah, you're way bigger than me. So yeah, yeah, and it's harder for them to hit me because they're used to big ass targets. I mean, I got my head, but I can block that pretty good most of the time.
Well, your chin holds up fantastic, so you're fine.
Yeah, yeah. Done me well. I've only been dropped a couple times, few times in my life. So, and well, one was Taylor Bull, and then the other one was, oh, I don't know. I think it was at like 168, 175 that
Oh,
weight. So
lighter.
yeah, cruiserweight's done me well. When you see the punches coming, that's another thing. You see whether they're hard or not. You see them coming, they don't hurt as much, and that's where the speed,
Yeah.
at 168, you don't see some of the punches, and those are the ones that really hurt.
Right now, I'm trying to make a pro debut September 7th. We don't have an opponent yet, but it's going to be at heavyweight.
Yeah,
I don't want to cut weight.
fair enough. I get it.
Well, I'm 214 right now, so realistically, cruiserweight's makeable. It wouldn't.
Yeah,
It's not that big of a chore. But if I could fight at 214 against another undersized heavyweight, like a Tim Camelli type, that size,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't. What I don't want is like one of these guys that are 6'5", where I'm gonna have to get a goddamn step ladder to punch him in the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a different challenge.
The Taylor bullfight was interesting because Taylor's so tall, and you're a couple inches shorter than me, so I don't even know how you pulled that off.
It was a lot of working my way in, and I think experience wise, I have a lot more experience than him. Um, I think, yeah, and I mean, I definitely I've walked him down a lot, I think, and yeah, and then the range at a lot of points in the fight, it wasn't a factor because I worked my way in and I was trying to stay in his chest kind of thing. So I think that's how definitely. And then I got him to the point where he's so tired and worn out. Eventually, even when he was in that, it was still kind of dangerous. But at the same time, I could see a lot more happening because he was winging from the ground kind of thing. So
I never really thought about the fact because you're a smaller stature guy, but the fact that you can see the punches coming because you're so much faster. I never thought of that because you can outspeed guys. You're very technical and you throw punches and bunches. So
right,
I never thought of it, but that makes sense now.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Speed wise, I don't want to say I'm the fastest or anything, but it just the whole endurance and stuff that I think I've done well with that. In the case of fighting the bigger guys, they're not used to the same output for the most part. Seems.
So when does Gary Kopas call this a day? When do you hang up the gloves? Like what's the absolute end goal? What's the one thing you want to accomplish still before you hang it up?
Oh, that's a tough one. Uh, it's definitely getting closer. um, I wanna have that's the thing with the promoter and stuff. I wanna have like a couple few big fights, like you know not I've made a few bucks at some fights, but some substantial money and substantial fights. I feel like the better competition I'm in with, I perform better also.
Hmm.
So some good stiff competition and some couple good paydays would be nice.
You want
And
some money.
I want some money, yeah. And then I'm I'm flirting with coaching and stuff, which I really love to do. Also, I've been doing some work with like at-risk youth and stuff, and that's really fulfilling. But I want to do it. My end goal is to be able to do it as a job. Even you know, rest of my life kind of thing. Like, so I wanna have a foundation for that and starting to work at that. So, like you said, there's not much for boxing clubs in Saskatoon, especially the two that I won't name. But Black Star Boxing's good. Um, but yeah, the other two suck ass. Let me tell you.
Oh, guys, look it up in the phone book. You'll figure it out quick.
Yeah, yeah. They're good at advertising that and saying how good they are, which lies. But yeah.
So right now in Canada, you're ranked number 6, which is kind of weird to me, seeing as how you're the champion.
Ranked. Oh, in box rec.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what one to trust anymore. I always just go to box rec.
Yeah. Well, I think box rec. It's who you fought and certain people seem to get more points for the same fights or whatever, and um, just yeah, it depends on who you fight and stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
But I mean, I've tried to fight guys up there ranked with me, so they just keep falling through. So there's nothing I can do. I just want to fight and trying to fight. So at this point, I'm not even worried about it anymore. If I've had it have had stuff fall through so many times. It's disappointing. Obviously, I'm just now they can come chasing me if they want it so bad. So I'm just looking to get a good big fight.
So right now we had a cruiserweight fight, I guess a cruiserweight-esque fight between Jean Pascal and Steve Bossy that just happened, and somehow, because Jean Pascal was retired, now he's number one in Canada.
Hmm. Yeah, I would like to fight him.
I would love to see that fight. Uh,
Yeah, I would definitely. That'd be a good fight. Um, yeah, that would definitely be a great great close to the end career kind of fight. Get in the ring with somebody of that caliber and stuff would be awesome.
Denton Daly's another good fight.
I think he retired.
Is he? He's ranked number two.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't taken him off, but
Fuck.
yeah, he's been retired for a couple of years now, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you have 54 points at this point in 2018 if you haven't fought?
He hasn't fought. I don't know if you look at his name, but he hasn't fought for a couple of years. I'm pretty sure of it.
2017, September 7th, 2017, with his last fight.
Yeah, I feel like he announced retirement and stuff after that, but it felt like more than that. But I guess it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, he announced his retirement. Like, well, Rob Nichols is he might even still be on there. I don't know.
No, they took
But
him off. He's gone.
yeah, well, he was on there for um, well over a year after he retired. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely names can stay on there a lot longer than they're supposed to, I guess.
Another all Canadian matchup that would be fun to see would be you and Rawway Clemens.
Yeah, yeah, that would be.
He's a tough
uh,
dude, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, he is for sure.
So I believe
Yeah,
on that same card at Page Promotions, he dummied Markel Wedderburn.
yeah, I yeah, that guy's out to lunch. Let me. I'm sorry, but yeah, like just he came to me the weigh-ins, like he's like, "Hey man, how's it going? I no disrespect, but I'm coming for your titles." And I was like, "Who are you? What's your name?" I didn't have a clue who he was. But then yeah, then you know, um, and then he just got his ass whooped right after. I mean, Clemens is definitely awesome, good, strong fighter. But yeah, it's just, and then just the stuff I've heard him say online and stuff is just kind of ridiculous.
I was supposed to fight Markel Wedderburn for Dakota last year. I unfortunately had to go have knee surgery, but I would have loved to get that fight because it would have been fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen a little bit of that actually. The beacon back and forth is pretty entertaining. That's for sure.
Yeah, but hey, maybe I'll get it sometime in the future. I don't even know. He's like 104. He's like a cockroach. He doesn't die.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely keeps popping up.
So I'm going to jump into a little bit of a touchy subject at this point. When you won the Canadian Cruiserweight title, you beat David Whittam for that title. Unfortunately, David passed. We won't talk about the fight, but what we will talk about is what you've done with the GoFundMe and your trust fund.
Yeah, yeah. I just decided shortly after, like, being a father and stuff. It just was something that a buddy of mine kind of threw in my ear, and I was like, yeah, that's a really great idea. I got the trust fund we opened up at the Affinity Credit Union, and then he was like, well, how are people gonna donate? They can come down or whatever. And I was like, well, why don't I'll make a GoFundMe page, and then hell of a lot easier, for people to go to the bank and donate money. That's a lot harder than doing it online and touch of a couple buttons. So I started that to go with it, and then going into the trust fund, and then we also had a steak night fundraiser, which was an awesome event. did that, and yeah, we're well over 6 grand. So my goal is to get to 10 grand, um, and yeah, so we're well over halfway there. And yeah, that's gonna go to Zach Whittam, his son. So help him out when he, becomes an adult or wants to go to university or whatever the case.
Well, if you guys have never seen a David Whittam fight, David was a tough, hard nosed guy. He took on anybody, anytime, anywhere, any place. Like he jumped in the ring with, I believe it was Tyson Fury's cousin, Huggy or Hugh, whatever his name is, Fury.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
tough go out for him, but he was tough as nails.
yeah. He fought everybody, that's for sure.
So
I thought I fought everybody. He definitely fought everybody in every weight class.
yeah, he didn't care, man. He fought Ryan Ford at 175. Like how he made 175, I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely would have sucked making that weight cut.
He's
But
a
yeah,
he's a
he
big
was a
dude.
big dude.
Yeah. So
Like,
I had a little bit of a history with David Whittam myself.
yeah,
So we brought David and Rob Nichols on the Spice of Life podcast to do like a face to face talk because they were gonna fight for Rob's title, which Rob eventually pulled out of and then retired or whatever. But I didn't know David very well at that point. And he was flapping so much shit that he aggravated me. He pissed me off so bad that I went on like a social media smear campaign on this guy to the point where a promotion was going to sign me for 4 fights. I was going to do these 4 fights against these guys that it would have been like going to this Chinese smorgasbord buffet. It's just easy work. And then me and David were going to do the clash. It was going to be Alberta versus Quebec. But it never ended up happening, unfortunately. But after that, I got to know David a little bit, and he was a fantastic guy, and did let me in that he was put up to those shenanigans. By we won't even name the person because he's an idiot. But rest in peace to David Whittam, and respect to his family, and all my best goes out to them.
yeah, for sure. Crappy situation, but
Hey, it's happened. It happened twice in the same year, man. It happened to Tim Hag too. It also happened to another fella that was in, I believe it was Nova Scotia.
yeah, it's definitely a dangerous game, and definitely, well, I mean, being in shape and being ready is definitely the best, but definitely doesn't mean it can't happen. It can happen to anybody. So
It all matters when you it's just the right shot, right place, right time. Accumulative blows over your career, all that stuff adds up into these situations. So it's not necessarily like one person's fault or this guy's fault over here or her fault in the back row. Does it? It happens. It's happened in boxing many times over the years.
yeah, for sure.
But I got to give you respect too, Gary. You dealt with that whole situation like a gentleman, and you stepped up and did your part too. So respect to you.
Thank you, thank
Let's change the fucking subject.
you. Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
where are we at here? Okay, so no fight coming up for you yet. We don't know nothing.
No, not officially, nothing.
Can we pick a
So,
fight?
what's that?
Can we pick a fight?
Well, would like you want me to pick a fight? I wish I could pick a fight. I would have had 10 fights by now. Which was that easy.
You don't seem like a guy that's going to go on social media and start trash talking anybody or anything like that. But you could respectfully call it with all due respect.
Yeah, I have.
Nobody says
Like,
nothing?
well, I was getting, trash talked by Ryan Rizicki.
Okay.
Not even so much him, but it was like his fans, and like it was just ridiculous. And I just like got to the point where I was like, "Fuck, whatever, let's fight then." And had the contract signed. I was supposed to fight him October 11th or whatever it was in October, and then I got the time all booked off work and stuff, and had it all planned out, and then couple weeks later, I got a call. I was like, yeah, it's canceled. Whatever. He gave me his version. I heard other versions. Long story short, he's not fighting. So then he went to promotion out in Toronto or wherever. And he told me he said, be ready because I'm still fighting you. And then now he's fighting, I don't know how to say his name, but Bokby, or help me out here. So anyway, long story short, not that he's not deserving of the fight, but he messaged me saying,
"Oh, I know.
I'm
Abukin Bokby."
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight and stuff, but when the guy's calling me out forever, and then we have the fight signed, and then he walks away from it for whatever reason, and then now he's fighting him instead of me. I didn't even get a call, so that's kind of disappointing. So I'm kind of at the point where it's like, whatever, you're gonna have to come to me next time. I'm the one with the belt. I mean, he has a North American belt, I guess now, but he wants the Canadian title, so it's gonna be on my terms now. So I'm not going out of my way to help him anymore. So
well, let's pick a fight with Jean Pascal then. Fuck it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hopefully it happens. I would love a huge fight like that, and to be out in Montreal and stuff. Awesome place to fight. I mean, I haven't had the best luck there and stuff, but I haven't fought there at Cruiserweight either. So.
Well, Gary, I have been known to make things happen. I do run the internet. I run the internet. I run memes. I'm the king of memes. So this could happen. It's a real opportunity, or not opportunity, but it's a reality because you guys are right there, 1-6. But realistically, as the Canadian Cruiserweight champion, maybe this Ryan, whatever the fuck his name is, has an international title. Maybe he should be ranked higher. Who knows? I don't know. I've never seen him fight.
Oh.
Let's say we're talking.
He is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but up until now, his next fight, hasn't fought anybody. Really anybody, but he's finishing guys in the first round that half his size. And
that guy,
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
7-0.
Yeah, he's 7-0. But you look at the guys, if you watch any of the videos, you'll be like, wow. Some of the guys he fought, I think they're pretty. What's the word? Well, easy. So.
Oh, you're trying to say shit cans.
Yeah, shit cans. Yeah, that's a good word for him. Again, I'm not worried about Ryan anymore. I'm not going out of my way to make shit happen for that. So
we'll go after Jean Pascal. That's the fight.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That's the real fight. All right, Gary, we're up at the hour mark. Let's wrap this fucking thing up. Do you still have Hocus Pocus Kopas shirts?
I do, yes.
I own one.
Yes, you do. I got, depending on which one you have
I have the black one.
With the two guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I got, the newer ones. Kind of stole the idea from a Mike Tyson shirt where it has, this one is a bunny hoodie, I guess. I know you're in Saskatchewan. It's a bunny hug.
Fuck, I hate that.
Yeah, so this one is actually one of them, but then I have my old camouflage ones. I don't have any of those. Those are long gone. But those ones I went through probably over 300, and I still have a few left. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got to do some inventory because I do want to get rid of those. Get the word out. So
if anybody wants to buy a Gary Kopas shirt, where can they go?
They could just message me on Facebook, I guess would be the easiest way. And obviously if you're in Saskatoon, that's the very easiest way, but I'm definitely not opposed to shipping them out and stuff. So.
All right, Gary, it's been fantastic talking to you. I've wanted you on the show for over a year because I've ran into you. Well, I didn't think I said hi to you at the times I've seen you at KO Boxing. I think I almost ran into you once. Like literally
Yeah.
ran into you. I was breezing by somewhere. But you're a fantastic fighter, man. I enjoy watching you fight. I hope you get that big fight because you deserve it.
Awesome.
Let's make a plan to do some rounds or do some sparring or bring you down here, or I'll come up there, do something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be dope.
I'm definitely game with it.
Sponsors. Do you have sponsors? Do you want to shout them out on the show?
Yeah. Well, frick, I got lots, but at some points, I don't have any official right this second, but from my last fight, especially, some of my major sponsors have been with me since day one. Tebow Mobile Welding, the Kalnick family. Who else? Classic Promotions. They make my shirts and banners and stuff. They're awesome for any shirts and banners or whatever you need made. I shouldn't have started this because I know I'm missing like so many major ones. Saskatoon paint and powder coating. Yeah, we'll stop there because there's so many.
All right, don't hang up quite away. I'm going to shut the recording stuff off. I'll talk to you for a couple minutes off the air. Guys, that's the final shot.